This bulletin is brought to you by Good Morning Vihalia. Enjoy the warmth and indulge in the deliciousness.
Good morning, good morning.
Hello ladies and gentlemen. Today we enter the final 24 hours of Pakatan Harapan's first 100 days in power. Yeah, GE14 felt like a week ago, didn't it? Time flies, people. As far as PAS is concerned, they decided that they would declare today their report card day. And they decided that this is when they're going to dish out their verdict to the Pakatan Harapan government.
Sebagaimana yang diwawakan dalam media sosial bahawa kegagalan, ada yang bagi markah dalam 20, ada yang kata 30% daripada janji tersebut yang berjaya ditunaikan. Maknanya dia fail lah. Fail menunaikan janji 100 hari yang mereka sendiri buat, bukan rakyat buat. Dan kita dapati mood rakyat sekarang ni cuba mempertikaikan tentang sejauh mana kemampuan komitmen dia untuk menunaikan janji-janji yang lain. Kerajaan buat benda-benda yang di luar daripada apa yang sepatutnya. Nak banner semula kereta ketiga sebagai contoh. Kemudian lomba Formula 1 akan dihidupkan balik. Dan ini di antara benda-benda yang rakyat lihat bukan menjadi keutamaan waktu ini bagi rakyat. Tapi saya letakkan anggaran lebih kurang dalam 27 ke 30% juga. Grade D lah. Grade D lah. Kena repeat balik paper tersebut.
You know, the typical Malaysian student would probably go home with a long face after getting a report card that looks like this. Then we'll go to our folks, say sorry, we'll do better next time, yada yada yada. Now pay attention, I'm talking about typical Malaysians like you and me that went home with some red stuff on the report card. If you're a straight A student, this doesn't apply to you. But stay tuned, we've got more news after this story. So Deputy Prime Minister Wan Azizah Wan Ismail, knowing that the ruling coalition has failed to completely fulfill their 10 promises for their first 100 days as outlined in the Buku Harapan Manifesto, had this to say.
Kita nak sekarang ni nak buatkan supaya kita dapat menampung apa negara kita perlukan dalam menangani masalah ekonomi kita sekarang.
Kerana sekarang hanya ada 2 promise difulfillkan. So how do you comment?
Tidak lebih. I think it's more than that. We're just in the process. It's a work in progress. And then it's not easy because as we took over, when we were in opposition, we didn't have enough information to know exactly to face the problem. And we then find out how deep is the problem. Then I'm not giving excuses because I know that we took stock of the fact that we have not really met our target yet. We are trying very hard.
Now let's go back to PAS. After dishing the D to Harapan, they then trained their guns on the National Human Rights Commission or Suhakam, threatening to cite their chairman for contempt of court. Some context for this, Suhakam recently issued a statement denouncing the decision of the Sharia court to convict 2 women for attempting to have homosexual relations. The commission had condemned the conviction as inhumane, going to an extent of calling it torture. The Sharia High Court in Terengganu had sentenced both women to a fine of 3,300 ringgit and 6 strokes of the rotan.
Kenyataan ini ada very unbecoming, uncalled for. Tidak sewajarnya dikeluarkan oleh apatah lagi Suruhanjaya hak asasi manusia. Ini adalah hak asasi untuk orang Islam yang tidak encourage kepada hak asasi orang bukan Islam. Tak ada. Ini Mahkamah Syariah, hakim Islam, orang yang dituduh Islam, orang itu melakukan kesalahan jenayah syariah yang terpakai kepada orang Islam.
So now that the sales and services tax is in effect and the goods and services tax is behind us, perhaps the Pakatan Harapan government is on track to recovering from their heavy national debt that is on our shoulders. However, according to Special Officer to the Minister of Finance, Tony Phua, the government is actually mulling implementing even more taxes. Yes, more taxes. But okay, let's hear him out. He says that these moves will not burden those in the B40 low-income group. An example, soda tax. Tax on fizzy drinks, yes. Because, to quote what he said, the B40 group doesn't need to drink Coca-Cola. He says that the soda tax will generate some revenue for the government and encourage a more healthy lifestyle. According to a report on Bulletin TV3, the government is exploring the possibility of new taxes in order to cover the 19.4 billion ringgit shortfall in GST refunds. Malaysia's first multi-grains brand. The champion is Good Morning. The Kim Jongnam murder case resumes today when the two women accused of the murder were ordered to enter their defense. The court has ruled that the case will continue as there is insufficient evidence to prove that the murder was a political assassination. Kim Jongnam, the estranged brother of North Korean leader Kim Jong-un, was slain at KLIA-2 in February last year, a case that involved the use of the deadly VX nerve agent. The two accused, an Indonesian and a Vietnamese national, both women in their 20s, stand to face the death penalty if found guilty.
This is not the final decision of His Lordship. This is only end of prima facie, end of the witness prosecution. So now the next stage is a defense stage. That's our version. At this point of time, the judge cannot rely on the statement given by the accused person because prima facie. So that will carry weight only at the defense stage. So all is not lost. There's still plenty of hope and we are confident.
After dragging the super yacht Equanimity to our shores, the government is now trying to establish if another transport vehicle belonging to fugitive businessman Low Teck Joe was bought with money stolen from Malaysia. It's not a Lamborghini or a Rolls-Royce, it's another league altogether. We're talking about a Bombardier Global 5000 jet airplane. The aircraft was seized in Singapore in February last year and has probably accrued a four-figure parking bill. There has been no formal request by the Malaysian authorities to receive the jet to date, which is currently parked at the Seletar Airport in Singapore.
Ya, kita akan cuba dapatkan, pasal kalau kita dapat buat jet itu dibeli dengan wang yang dicuri daripada Malaysia. Kita kena establish bahawa wang yang diguna untuk membeli jet itu adalah wang yang dicuri. Kalau dia mencuri wang daripada Malaysia, maka jet itu adalah milik kita. Sama dengan boat lah. Time frame is not important. The thing is that they can't take it back.
And speaking of planes, a New Zealand national, or more precisely a Kiwi man, not the bird, not the fruit, but a person, was fined 6,000 ringgit by the Sepang's Magistrates Court today. Why? Let me tell you why. This guy went full-on stupid earlier this week when he tried to open the door of a Malaysia Airlines aircraft. 32-year-old Cranwell Fraser Harry, who was a passenger on board flight MH130, was charged with endangering an aircraft and the lives of those on board on the 12th of August. Oh yeah, he tried to do this while the plane was in flight. Yeah, in the air. Harry was believed to be under the influence of alcohol, as flight attendants recalled that he had consumed 5 cans of beer and a glass of liquor on the flight. He spent 2 days in the police lockup. Our last story for today is about the recent Merdeka Center poll, revealing that Prime Minister Dr. Mahathir Mohamad is enjoying a 71% approval rating. However, Pasir Salak MP Tajuddin Abdul Rahman thinks that Mahathir only deserves a 30% rating and said that he doesn't think that this poll is real because the poll apparently had no basis. Oh, he deserves 30%. Oh, deserve. Deserve is such a subjective term. Heck, I think with the amount of work I put into this job, I deserve 1 million Twitter followers and a Mercedes S-Class company car, but that's not what's happening right now, huh? But back to the topic, how do you feel about the new government? Are you impressed? Are you disappointed? Are you apathic? Or are you just pissed off? Let's take this to the comments or shout me out on Twitter. Hit like, follow, subscribe, and share this video. I'm Daniel Anthony. Thank you for watching.